Hello, everyone. We are back, ready for another Packer podcast. All right, it's been a while. There's some bad things that happened before we could get this one out. We tried to do a live draft reaction that failed miserably.
Massive fail.
Massive fail. It was not a good time. We had a
Herculean effort though, but it was just there were some technical challenges.
It was a crazy 2 nights there when Aaron got traded, and then we were trying to get that live stream up, but we had to get all these we had to apply for it on YouTube. And then,
hey man, I don't know about the audience out there, but how excited and pumped were you for that draft? I mean,
that was very exciting.
Crazy.
I mean, a lot of excitement post Goot trade, Aaron trade.
Well,
pretty happy with the haul, right?
Oh yeah, I mean, obviously we were all JSN zeroed in on, but we had a different plan, and I loved it. I loved every second of it. We got Luke Van Ness.
Yeah, but are we happy with that? Because
we are happy.
I remember I was watching it in Dallas with Oma, and we were FaceTiming you guys, Durbin, L, Mom at home, and then Errol was also on that FaceTime. And you guys wanted what player was up?
JSN.
JSN.
Yeah, that's what I just talked about.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, JSN's a receiver at Ohio State.
Yeah, but no, it's fine.
And we got
Luke Van Ness.
Yeah, what position is he?
He's a
defensive.
D-end.
Bottom line is at that position you have to get a skill player. So it's an edge rusher or a skill player on offense. It makes the most sense with a high draft pick. So whatever, it is what it is. If Luke Van Ness can disrupt games and if he can change the field 2 to 3 times a game, I think that's a major success because in today's NFL, you're not stopping people from scoring. You're just trying to stop them from.
It's winning the turnover.
It's winning the turnover battle, winning the field goal battle.
And for us, if you ever watched our defenses, the way we get stops aren't necessarily with pass breakups and stopping the run. It's sacks. That's how it is.
But isn't it
or
in the
NFL
the people who win are the teams that score the most points?
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. So if a team normally scores 30 points a game, if you can stop 2 drives, let's say a game, where they normally maybe would come out with 10 points, all of a sudden you're ahead of the game. But we have to turn around and put an offense on the field, this is kind of the second draft where we're trying to put the pieces together around Jordan Love. So actually that leads in, good question. This leads into kind of, let's walk through the draft.
So
I think
let's walk through rounds 2 and 3 here.
Yeah.
I like these rounds. I like these players.
Yes.
I like Luke Musgraves and what's his name, Kraft.
Kraft.
Our tight ends now.
In round 2, we take Musgrave at 42, which was awesome.
Very exciting.
Loved every second of it. We thought Kincaid would be a possibility of trading back in the first round. But we end up going Musgrave in round 2, which I didn't know we were looking at. And then after watching some of his highlights and
in these what are they, the OTAs? He's been posted a lot by the Packers and great reviews.
It is if he's legit, it's a real matchup problems for teams. But tight ends are notoriously slow developers, so we'll see because there's a lot. They got to block, they got to catch, they got to run routes.
That's why we took 2. I mean, we took 1 to stretch the field, 1 to block and get open off those blocks. Now we can do a lot of 11 personnel and 3 tight ends.
Yep.
Oh, so do they each specialize in one of those?
Yeah, but
they just have different skill sets.
It's really it's about the ability that. This is what we're trying to. I watched the video about what we're trying to do with the tight ends, and that's trying to do what the Chiefs did last year, and they did a lot of they had a lot of tight, not just Kelsey, but you saw those other tight ends. If any of you watched the Chiefs last year, there was some random times where Mahomes would bomb one down to one of these 4th or 3rd string tight ends, and they'd make a 50-yard touchdown catch. I think that's kind of something we're trying to do. You can get linebackers on tight ends, and if your tight end is really athletic and really fast, that's a mismatch. Every single time, that's a mismatch, and I think that's what we're trying to do. I really like the idea of getting 2 premium picks on.
And it's a great ball control tactic.
Yeah.
I mean, you're going to convert a lot of 3rd and 4s, 3rd and 6s with tight ends.
And it would be fun.
And especially if you can have the threat of the run game. which we do. So, and then that leads us into, let's go through the wide receiver picks.
I love both of them.
Pretty
I mean,
excited
there's
about
3,
that.
but I like the 2. First one, Jaden Reed out of Michigan State, absolute stud. People will say he wasn't that fast, but we actually had him clocked in at 4.37, which is really good. And he's definitely that fast after watching some of the OTAs.
But even more, it's quickness, right?
It's quickness, it's
off
the
line.
slot ability.
So,
It's not what Amari Rogers was. He was not a very fast guy. He was almost like considered like a deep threat in a way, but like he couldn't win off the line. He couldn't get any separation. This guy doesn't have to route run you to get separation. He just faster than
well, and let's be real, is he got on Aaron Rodgers' shit list.
Oh yeah,
very quick.
But he didn't do anything to. He fumbled that he was not, and then as soon as we took him out for Nixon, it was like a golden thing. If we had that in any other year, we'd won the Super Bowl. That's just how it was. But not going there. But the second one is Dontavion Wicks in the 5th round out of Virginia.
Great name.
Out of Virginia, yes, I love him. He was honestly like he impressed me more than Jaden Reed just with his ability to high point. He's a deep threat.
What does high point mean? Just tip for the audience.
And for me,
it is winning the 50-50 ball, finding it in the air, back shoulder. It's like watch T. Higgins. It's that. It's just what he is. But I mean, I'm not comparing him to that. But in 2021, he had a murderous year. He was projected to be a low first rounder. 2021, he broke his ankle. 2022, he only had like 20 catches for 300 yards or something like that. But then came back, and now we got him a late.
He's an end zone threat, right? I mean, which is huge.
I have high hopes for him. I really like what he can bring to the table.
Yeah,
and
we're hearing great things out of Dubs and Torrey coming out of OTAs. Torrey's sounding great. Dubs sound great. Watson, obviously.
Watson's the one now, by the way. He is him.
But Jair just gave Dubs, such a huge compliment. He's like, last year, Dubs couldn't catch anything against him, and he said this year, he just caught a really competitive touchdown, in the training camp for initial mini camp.
Oh, that's good.
It was deep in the end zone, which was he's like, kudos to him. And let's, we are hearing my feeling. I don't know about you guys. I have a totally different vibe coming out of that locker room right now.
Oh my gosh. I'm loving every second. Today and yesterday was really cool getting Jair back. It was like the first time everyone's like, all right, now we got an all-pro in the building.
And he's a leader.
He's the vet now of defense.
I do like how the team is a lot younger now.
Yes.
Like, it's like fresh.
And here's a statistic I think all you guys are going to love. You might not really even care about, but for me, it's all I care about. Every single player on the team showed up for mandatory minicamp.
Oh, good.
No one has a problem with the organization. Everyone is happy with their contract situation. Everyone loves to be in Green Bay. It's an awesome thing. You don't see it very often with any team. Everyone has someone holding out. Everyone's there. They all have the same goal. I'm getting the feeling that by the time we were here last year, we weren't nearly as well glued together. We weren't as in shape. We weren't as ready to go. I think we're going to come out hot.
Probably a big reason the defense got off to a slow start last year too. So
I really like how we're doing.
This is exciting.
Yeah. What? No, I mean, I'm on board. I just think Rodgers turned into a bit of a cancer a little bit.
I do.
Attitude wise last year, especially. I think you're seeing it just through his personality in the interviews, showing up for OTAs, kind of in your face. Like,
it's annoying when someone's always like just kind of crapping on
just kind of a first jerk kind of move.
Always taking shots at Gute in the front office, and because majority of the players really like the front office and the opportunities that they've given these players. A lot of them are late round picks that work out with us, but it's such a good organization, and it's so nice to see every player be happy to be here. That's all I want to see, and that makes for a much more fun way to watch.
What? I mean, we got a lot riding on Jordan Love. Everything could break very bad by week 5 or 6 if
really bad, but
if he's thrown 8 picks and 3 touchdowns. I mean, that we'll see what happens. We start with the Bears, and
It'll be a tough one.
That's a little
That'll be a
scary.
tough one on the road. But the Bears
Hey,
D
he
is
came
not
in
good.
at Philly and played
So-
well, so
Yeah,
That's true.
So
he
we'll
can
see.
do it.
We'll see.
He's the
But it's
guy
going to
now.
be games 3, 4, and 5 when coaches look at tapes, and we know these guys, these pro coaches just dissect tape and they find your weaknesses. And this will be a test to LaFleur and the coaching staff. LaFleur's Achilles heel has been some really, really bad coaching hires. And so let's see if he put people in the right place, because we lost our D-back coach. We've lost a lot on the offensive line and offensive coordinator side of the ball the last few years. So I'm a little concerned about that. He's stubborn, and the ownership structure of the Packers is there's no real accountability sometimes.
Yeah,
On that front. You don't have an owner just putting LaFleur and Gooten in their place.
Yeah.
And so they hire from within, and I'm not crazy about, obviously it's probably coming through. I'm not crazy about some of the hires on the coaching side.
the only
And
one
I think that's
gonna
cost
go
us the Super Bowl.
is Scotcha.
Yeah.
Do we have information about the coaches? Like, we don't know who's
They're
where
just
yet?
unknown quantities. Like, so, Jair, I know, was not happy to see Gray, the D-back coach, go.
He's
He went to
gone.
Houston, yeah. So he
What
got
about
promoted.
the defense? Like,
I mean, these are
overall defense guy.
they're getting promoted.
Promotion.
What was his name?
Barry,
Defense-
Joe
Barry,
Barry. I mean,
Joe
he's
Barry.
questionable. He has not.
But he's still
I didn't
there
know.
right
he's
now.
still there, and see that like
That he should have
Yeah,
gone.
but I
He
will
came back
say
last year.
He had a good second stint last year, and we just have so many injuries on the defense last year as well. And
but that
and the
was-
year before.
But that was Jair
But-
telling him how the defense was going to run.
Yeah, that was
Yeah.
Jair saying, "I'm taking the best corner, best wide out every time."
Yeah.
And that's literally how we. If you watched 2020, that was how we stopped everyone. Like, we would just let the pass
Right.
rush do their thing,
Press coverage,
and you'd
man to man.
press the living heck out of those wideouts, because that's the only way you're getting stopped. You're gonna get up big plays.
I will tell you right now, there's going to be a podcast during the season that we start off bitching about why the cornerbacks were 12 yards off the line of scrimmage, letting these receivers run wild. Because Joe Barry will do that.
He will.
He will do that at some point this year, and it will cost us a game.
I mean, the Titans game was the biggest thing for me. I mean, the amount of 35s that they converted because we were 12 yards behind Robert Woods, and we were too afraid to put Rasul and all our amazing corners on them. And Traylon Burks was just running through our safeties because they always suck. But
Rasul's still here.
Rasul is my
Okay.
favorite player.
But this isn't about griping. This is
Yes.
about
Yeah,
we're
we're
optimistic.
excited.
Yes.
We're optimistic. I'm giving us a 10-win season.
I'm gonna give us 7.
Wait, let me
or
guess.
8
How many
wins,
games do we
but
have?
it's fine.
17 games.
17 games. I'm gonna guess we're gonna win 12.
Wow.
I like 2. I like the number 2, so we're gonna go 12.
I love
I'm
that.
giving us 10 just because I think we can
I think we're
beat.
gonna lose.
I
the
think
first
we
couple.
can beat the Vikings, and I think we can beat the Bears, and I think we can. I think we can beat the
Seahawks?
Lions at home.
What about the Seahawks? I don't like the Seahawks.
Well, Seahawks are.
Vikings.
I don't even know if we play the Seahawks. this year.
Really? Is that
Yeah. They're not in
the?
our
Is that our
division.
calendar?
Yeah.
Oh, never
They're not in
mind.
our
Sorry,
division.
guys.
But-
Well,
Um,
what are the other?
And Lillian, who's your favorite draft pick?
Ooh. Musgraves or Kraft?
Why?
Because I like the way they look. And
Lillian.
See, Lillian's how we're
No,
gonna make
I
it.
The
love-
first time Lillian saw an Instagram post with both of them.
Yeah. Oh, it
Both
was
of them in
great.
the same picture.
Durbin's here.
Oh,
No, I love the tight
Durbin had a
ends,
long
though.
day at work, so he's just gonna say hi.
After Tunyon left, I was pretty heartbroken because he was
Cheers.
my Hunyon. And
Yeah.
so now we have to replace that by 2 guys. So it's perfect.
What are we talking about?
Who's your
Nothing. We're just
What's-
wrapping it up.
You know
Wrapping it
what
up?
I mean.
Yeah, we're
I have
wrapping
two
it up.
Did you
favorites.
talk
All my
about the
viewers
draft?
know
I
that
have
was
2
weird.
Stop, Errol. I have 2 favorites. I don't know them yet, so I'll see. Maybe one has bad sportsmanship, and you never know.
They're very good
Who's
guys.
your
So
favorite
we'll-
draft pick?
Guys, we're gonna lose
Sorry.
people here at this point.
Sorry.
So we were just
Hold on.
Derbs. We just talked through kind of the locker room getting better.
talk about the draft. We still haven't talked.
Yeah,
about
we
the draft.
talked about the draft. Everything's been talked about. So
Well, I
By
guess
the
I've
way,
got
this is
nothing
the
else to
first
say.
Podcast with
Yeah.
all of us here.
Yeah,
in
This
the
is
same
first podcast with all of us here.
It's been a busy summer.
it's been a busy summer. We're sorry
Sorry,
you
we
don't
have to-
had
you have
a big space between the last podcast.
There's not a lot been going on there.
It was either right after
Yeah.
the draft or it's kind of we figured let's get through a little OTAs,
Yeah.
some mini camp, and then come back with some analysis. So
Yeah,
we'll
we're glad
see.
you're all here,
We'll
and
see.
yeah, there's nothing much else to say. You guys have already done the whole thing, so we hope we get your viewing on this, and we're very excited to you know, be able to continue to do this throughout the season, and it's going to be a fun time. We've got a young team, a lot of talent on the team. We have a lot of things to expect to come, and hopefully good things. Probably be some sucky things as well, but that's just how the Packers
How
go.
many games do you think we'll win?
When we
We
eventually
all
season?
guessed. Yeah.
17 games.
I'm going to go for the risk and say 11, but
I guess 12. So
I think got 8.
I like to have
10,
high prospects
11, 12.
just to have the fun part of it.
And let's be real. 5 is a possibility.
Well, we could be like
we don't
3.
have very high. We have a low floor.
Yeah.
Very low.
I'm
floor.
sweating. Sorry.
Yeah.
Can you
Okay,
help me in?
go Pack, go.
Well, you
It's
are
fun.
wearing flannel jammies and it's summer.
But it's great.
That was my only green thing I could find in the
Yay.
shower.
Thanks,
I'm not wearing
everybody.
All right,
Good
bye,
stuff,
guys.
guys. Good
Everybody-
stuff.
guys.
Checking out.